problem isn't so many people have stopped believing in God, it's that so many of us live as if God is largely irrelevant to most of life. For the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. This is Breakpoint. If a time traveler from the early church secretly followed you from Monday to Saturday evening, would they be able to tell you're a Christian? Well, the answer for many of us just isn't very clear, and that's no accident. Many Christians live lives indistinguishable from secularists. The reason? Well, quite simply, secularism is the default state of our culture. It's the water we swim in. It's the air we all breathe. Or, as author Craig Gay put it in his book, The Way of the Modern World, the problem isn't atheism. In fact, it's hard to find a red-blooded atheist. The problem, he said, is practical atheism. It's not that people don't believe in God, it's that they live as if God is largely irrelevant. That's what secularism does to us. It doesn't disprove our faith, it dismisses it. It makes faith an issue of personal, private belief, disconnected from the outside world. Catholic philosopher Charles Taylor has written the monumental work on the subject called A Secular Age. The marginalization of religious belief in our world, Taylor argues, has led to disenchantment. While God's revelation in creation was obvious to prior generations, we completely miss the sacred things revealed in the way that the world is made and ordered. Scripture's metaphors make no sense in a disenchanted culture. As practical atheists, we're deaf to the heavens' loud proclamation of the glory of God. Stars and rainbows, well, they remind us more of human achievement and self-determination than they do God's promises. Even breathtaking events like weddings or the birth of a child, even death itself, failed to remind us of God's eternal attributes. In other words, we live in a world where the assumptions that govern how we think and what we do are almost always secular ones. Whatever people may say on surveys about their religious beliefs, the fact is that modern Western life is overwhelmingly lived without even considering God. Now, living as six-day secularists shaped by secular assumptions and rituals has very serious and very practical consequences. Good things result from our hard work and planning, we think, not from the gracious hands of our loving Father. Also, because God is not easily replaced as an organizing principle for life itself, many of us today find ourselves living lives of fragmentation. Our thoughts, emotions, desires constantly pulling us in opposite directions, the changing values all around us giving us worldview whiplash. Still, worst of all, practical atheists will always be subject to idolatry. As John Calvin said, humans are incurably religious creatures, and our secular age offers all kinds of God replacements: sex, self, state, stuff, science. Ironically, a secular age is still filled with faith, just in all the wrong gods. These gods mark us in their images in profoundly dehumanizing ways. The only way to be distinctly Christian in today's culture is to consciously and intentionally swim against the secular currents. First, we have to recognize them, and we need to know how they sweep us away. Well, thank God that's not only possible, it's been done before. Christians throughout history have had to swim against cultural currents that are opposed to their beliefs, and many succeeded not only in keeping their faith, but even in transforming the surrounding culture. That's why I think our next Colson Center short course is one of our most important. It's a crash course in understanding and countering practical atheism. It's called How Not to Be a Secularist. Beginning on October 1st and continuing for 4 straight Tuesday nights, this webinar series will equip you to recognize secularism in all of its forms and assumptions and to keep a firm grasp on your Christian identity in this secular age, even while our culture tries to sweep it away. All of our short courses have sold out, but this one is especially important today, especially in this cultural moment. Each session starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, includes a Q&A session. And if you have to miss a live session, all registered students receive a recording of each week's class. We only have a limited number of spaces, so please come to breakpoint.org to sign up. That's breakpoint.org. For Breakpoint, I'm John Stonestreet.